Welcome to the AI for Career Success podcast by Curt Robbins. We're experts at AI coaching and helping professionals like you and your employees upskill in AI. I'm Fred Jones, and welcome to episode 201.
And I'm Daphne Blake.
So, Daphne, today we are looking at something pretty mind-blowing.
Oh, absolutely, Fred. We're looking at a very recent, incredibly revealing interview by Peter Diamandis. The source material is titled Elon Musk. Optimus 3 is coming, recursive self-improvement is already here, and the singularity number 239.
Quite a title.
Yeah, it is. It was just published as a video on YouTube right at the start of early 2026.
Yeah, and the mission for our discussion today is really just, cut through the noise and examine Musk's staggering predictions from this interview. We're talking about the mechanics of the singularity, a 10x explosion of the global economy, and the physical integration of AI into our daily lives through robotics. And most importantly, we want to translate these massive technological shifts into actionable strategies for you. We need to figure out how you stay competitive as these forces actually hit the workforce.
Yeah, and hit the workforce is really the perfect way to phrase it, because while this isn't a slow rollout, early in the interview, Musk confirms something that has been heavily debated. We are currently in what he calls a hard takeoff phase of AI development.
A hard takeoff, which sounds intense.
It does. It means we are crossing a threshold where humans are gradually being removed from the AI software recursive self-improvement loop.
Wait, removed entirely?
Yeah, like Musk stated it could be fully automated by the end of this year or maybe next year at the latest.
Wow. So I want to give an analogy here for you listening. Think of recursive self-improvement less like a compound interest graph and more like a factory that builds robots.
Okay, I like that.
Right now, human managers are walking the factory floor, designing the robots, finding inefficiencies. But we are entering a phase where the robots are designing better robots.
Which then turn around and design even better robots.
Exactly. The human manager is completely removed from the floor.
And that timeline is what makes this a hard takeoff. I mean, he specifically pointed to the development of Grok 4.2 to show where we are on this curve. Musk noted that by some metrics, Grok is currently the best model at predicting things. And he makes this fascinating argument that prediction is actually the truest measure of intelligence.
Because if you can perfectly predict reality, you inherently understand reality.
And it's catching up rapidly on coding, like by mid-year.
Which is just wild. So if AI software is fundamentally improving itself while we sleep, what happens to human value in the workforce?
Yeah.
The takeaway isn't just learn to code anymore.
No, your role has to pivot. You need to transition into being an editor and a director of AI agents. You become the director rather than the builder.
Right. So if AI software is accelerating this fast and developers become directors, what does that do to human productivity and the global economy?
Well, Musk actually predicts the global economy will be 10 times its current size in just 10 years.
10 times in a decade.
Yeah, assuming we avoid a major geopolitical catastrophe like World War III, of course.
Right. Barring a global disaster, sure.
Because AI and robots will produce goods and services at a rate that just far exceeds the money supply.
Think of it as a fraction, right? In our current economy, humans produce goods at a relatively stable rate. But if AI multiplies the good side of the fraction by 100...
Well, the money supply only doubles.
Right, then the cost of everything plummets. That's a massive structural wave of deflation.
The marginal cost of creation approaches zero. And this leads directly into his idea of universal high income, or UHI.
Okay, so not just basic income, but high income.
Right. He suggests that eventually, as this deflationary wave hits, human money will just stop being relevant entirely.
That's really hard to wrap my head around.
I know. He says an artificial superintelligence operating on that scale won't care about dollars or stock prices. It will only care about power, wattage, and tonnage.
Okay, Daphne, I have to push back slightly on this perfectly smooth utopian vision, though.
Oh, for sure. The transition is the scary part.
Yeah. How do we get from our current highly competitive capitalist reality to a post-money world where AI dictates wattage and tonnage without, facing severe civil unrest?
It's a huge question, the messy middle.
Exactly. A period where traditional jobs are disappearing, but the universal high-income safety net hasn't been fully deployed yet. And this connects directly to your immediate need to upskill right now.
Absolutely. If you are listening to this, you cannot just wait around for UHI to arrive. You have to integrate these tools today to ensure you aren't displaced before that new architecture is built.
Right. You have to remain economically viable. Well, before we look at the physical robots that will actually build this new economy, let's take a brief break for a special message from our producer, Curt Robbins.
Hi, this is Curt Robbins. First, thanks for listening. I truly appreciate your support. I want to let you know that I'm currently accepting new clients. My rates are affordable, and I have more than 25 years of experience working for enterprise companies like Microsoft, Northrop Grumman, Oracle, PNC Bank, FedEx, USAA, and Wells Fargo, among many others. If you want to improve your IT documentation and communications, hire me. I deliver fast, know how to use AI to improve efficiency and accuracy, and love going the extra mile to satisfy my clients. Thank you for subscribing and listening. Back to you, Daphne and Fred.
Welcome back to the AI for Career Success podcast, where we help you get smarter than your competition by coaching you in AI.
So we were just talking about infinite software intelligence, but let's bring it into the physical realm via robotics.
Yes, the Optimus 3 robot. Musk didn't mince words. He called it by far the most advanced robot in the world. And production starts this summer?
This summer, wow.
Yeah, but with a classic S-curve ramp up, so it starts incredibly slow.
Right, engineers figuring out the physical manufacturing bugs on the assembly line.
Exactly. But once those bottlenecks are solved, the curve goes exponential, and they reach high volume by next summer.
That is a very fast timeline.
It really is.
Yeah.
And Tesla is actually building roughly a 10 million square foot space just for this.
10 million square feet. That's a massive physical footprint.
Yeah, it's a huge tangible commitment. Now, even with all these highly dexterous robots entering the workforce, Tesla isn't planning any layoffs for its 150,000 human employees.
Which is surprising to a lot of people.
Right. But Musk notes that because the robots are integrated into the workflow, the physical output per human is just going to get, in his words, nutty high.
Nutty high. I love that phrasing. So I want to ask you, the listener, a direct question.
Yeah, really think about this.
If a robot with incredible dexterity can do your routine or physical tasks, what uniquely human strategic skill becomes your true career asset?
That is the crucial question, Fred. The heavy lifting is officially being outsourced, so your value has to be synthesizing information to make high-level judgment calls.
Exactly. So with infinite software solving coding and robotic labor handling the physical manufacturing, what wild things will humanity actually focus on?
Well, Musk's vision gets pretty sci-fi here. In 10 years, he envisions a mass driver on the moon.
A mass driver, like a giant electromagnetic catapult.
Basically, yeah. And actual human beings landing on Mars.
Wow.
But then on a deeply biological level, he really pleads for AI to cure back pain.
Back pain. That's so specific and mundane.
Right. But he noted David Sinclair's ER100 epigenetic reprogramming, which is heading toward human trials.
Oh, I've heard of that. That's the cellular reboot stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly. Our cells have an epigenome, which is like the software that tells your DNA hardware how to behave.
And over time, that software gets corrupted by aging and stress.
Right. So this reprogramming tricks older cells in your spine into forgetting their age. It essentially reboots the cellular software to literally rebuild the joint.
Wow. And Musk argues that just eliminating back pain alone would drastically raise the average baseline of human happiness.
Honestly, he's probably right about that. Curing biological decay is the ultimate form of wealth.
It's so relatable.
Totally. And then he also casually mentions his desire for a pet mini woolly mammoth.
A woolly mammoth? Wait, really?
Yes. And a real-life Jurassic Park.
You're kidding?
No, he specifically referenced Ben Lamb and Colossal, the de-extinction company.
Oh, wow. They're the ones using CRISPR and advanced genetic engineering, right?
Yeah. Exactly. And I think there's a really brilliant thematic connection here for you listening. The ultimate goal of AI abundance isn't just generating infinite GDP for the sake of a spreadsheet.
Right.
It's actually curing mundane human suffering, like back pain. So we have the freedom, time, and resources to pursue these incredible wild sci-fi dreams.
That makes a lot of sense. Once basic survival needs are met, human imagination takes over as a primary driver of reality.
Exactly. It completely changes what it means to be human.
Which brings me to a final provocative thought that I want to leave with you today. During the interview, Musk noted that an economy 1,000,000 times larger would completely saturate all human desire.
Saturate all desire. That's a heavy concept to process.
It is. Every physical thing you could want would be instantly available at near zero cost. So I want you to ponder this. If AI and robots can instantly satisfy every physical and material want you have, what will give your life and career meaning? When the struggle for survival is solved, what will you choose to build?
Thank you for listening to the AI for Career Success podcast from Curt Robbins, where we help you get smarter than your competition. Please buy us a coffee, and remember that we're experts at coaching you and your employees about AI. We'll see you next time.